The ultimate tournament of everything.
Welcome to this episode of the Tournament of Everything, where we take one random page off Wikipedia that a lot of the time is a moth or someone who plays soccer and read it to you because we know you love moths and soccer.
Will this be one of those? Who knows? Not any of us, because we haven't generated the article yet. Let's do so now, randomly hitting that random button.
The random button has generated an even more random castle, Crickhowell Castle, a Grade 1 listed historical building in, you guessed it, Crickhowell, Wales.
Very exceptional. If I was a guitar, I would just be wailing out a solo enjoy right now. An alternate name for this castle is Aylesby Castle, and this is sometimes used. It's thought to be the home of a former governor of the castle, Gerald Aylesby.
Now, the remaining sections of the castle walls and the motte stand on a spur where a tributary stream meets the River Usk, in a more elevated position than the rest of the town, which was planned around it. It has been suggested that the castle replaced an earlier motte and bailey structure at a nearby that's a word I don't understand, St. Mary's Chapel, I guess, where St. Mary's Chapel was.
It existed since around 1300, has also been linked with the castle by some other historians. The motte is oval in shape, was anyways, because there's a picture here and there's not a motte of it left. It is still clearly visible, though, what does remain, whilst the foundations of the shell are largely buried. Traces of the castle bailey have been identified in the nearby playing field stones that seem to have rolled down the hill.
Now, the castle was initially built around 1121, probably by Robert Tuberville, a member of the notable Norman family, who at the time was a tenant at the Marcher Lord Bernard de Neufmarche, and in 1172 was attacked by Welsh rebels, led by one Cislet ap Rhyrid.
It was attacked again in 1237 to 1238, must have happened in the wintertime, and Crickhowell Castle was held at a time by a Richard Tuberville. Edmund de Tuberville is recorded as Lord of Crickhowell later in the century.
Now that's, I guess, a great century to be Lord of something, because if you own a castle now, that's, well, kind of cool, but I have more questions than I think you'd be able to provide answers, such as, where do you get that castle? Why is it so cold? And where do you go to the bathroom?
Yeah, there's definitely not keeping it up here. It is a pretty broken down and decrepit castle, probably because of all of those successive attacks. Now, let's see here. What else is interesting about this castle? Refortified in stone from 1242, when Sybil Tuberville, Hugh's daughter, married Sir Grimbold Poncifote, who thus gained possession. It was walled and substantial stone towers and a large bailey, a home castle befitting an important royal ally in Wales.
On the royal command of new King Henry IV in 1400, it was again refortified, this time by Sir John Ponciforte, great-grandson of Sir Grimbold, in advance of an uprising led by Owen Glyndwr. The castle was largely destroyed in about 1403 by Glyndwr's forces, who also attacked and burned Abergavenny town and other settlements in the area. It was at this time that the castle is thought to have been abandoned, and subsequent stone robbing leaving only ruined stone doubled tower on the castle green.
The so-called Ivy Tower, a small tower once thought to have dated from the 14th century and to be a part of the castle, was found by an archaeological survey to be much later in date and nothing to do with the castle at all. So the castle and everybody who thought that it did have something to do were sitting in their own ivory towers looking down at this Ivy Tower.
Yeah, the two did not like each other, they did not associate, and one of them I hear made the mashed potatoes the wrong way, as castles and the Welsh tend to do.
If you'd like to learn more about castles, the Welsh, and potatoes, be sure to join us here almost daily for the next episode of
The ultimate tournament of everything.